All right.
Good morning, everyone. It's Martha King here, and I'm a real estate agent with Will Page, Johnson and Daniel. And this morning I am joined by two professional businesswomen, both of which I'm in a networking group with, professional women in the city of Toronto and specifically in North Toronto. And so first, I'm joined by Leslie Teneglia. Leslie is a mortgage agent, and she has 10 years experience in the mortgage industry. He helps first-time home buyers, those people who buy, self-employed, people with credit issues, uh, whoever needs a mortgage renewal, right, Leslie?
That's
She
right.
has access to over 50 lenders and hundreds of different lending products. So if you need of any lending help, Leslie's your gal. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And also I'm joined by Mascha Jansen. Mascha is a licensed insurance professional and she holds their life, mutual funds, and general insurance licenses. She's got 20 years experience in the business, and she provides comprehensive insurance advice and utilizes various tools at her disposal to customize the right insurance plan for her clients, everything being unique. Masha, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So today we're going to talk about a new concept. Well, maybe not so new, but it's called co-buying. It may or may not be what you think it is. So I would invite first Leslie and then Masha to maybe define from your individual perspective what co-buying means to you. Leslie?
Sure. Yeah, thank you. I guess it isn't an old kind of purchase product, but it's coming back for the purposes of access and increasing community. Essentially, co-buying is when multiple people come together and want to buy a property together. They can be family, they can be friends, they can be two couples, they can be multiple different kinds of makeup of the types of people and their motivation. Each person, I find each group has a different motivation for doing the co-buying. So the motivation might be access to a very unaffordable market, which we're seeing a lot of, but also more importantly is building a community. So people are doing this in order to help support. We find that we become too individualistic. And so they want to live with intention and build their community. So that's what I find. So there's a difference between co-buying and cohabitation, just to
Okay,
make that point.
great. Right. And how about you, Masha? Do you have anything to add to that?
Not really. I mean, there's no different requirements from the insurance standpoint when it comes to a co-buying situation than it would be like a regular couple buying a property or having to insure or buy mortgage insurance. So I think Leslie hit it all.
So would there be one insurance policy for the house that they're buying, or if there's two couples, would each couple have their own insurance policy, or are they all on one?
So the ones that I've done so far with Leslie have been couples, each owning their own unit, but the property is insured as a whole.
I see.
Money is contributed based on the percentage of ownership into a joint bank account specifically for the ownership usage. So for the mortgage payments, the house insurance payments, the property taxes, all that kind of stuff, it all goes into a joint bank account. So yes, one house insurance policy.
Okay, that's clear. Thank you for that. And then I'll ask you again, are there special requirements that lenders have in a co-buying situation that maybe are different from one person or one couple buying? What do you find?
Yeah, the criteria on the application is the same. So, the difference is that you have usually more applicants instead of, a married couple, two people buying a home, you might have four people buying a home. So it makes the application bigger and it takes more time to process. But what I find is that with co-buying, depending on the nature of the relationship of the people, if they're not family or married, then that increases a sense of risk for the lenders. And so some lenders really don't entertain this as easily as other lenders might. I do work with some specific lenders who are a little more, you know, encouraging in this type of purchase, though.
So it makes a lot more work for you, I guess, getting the the application together. Can you tell me, have you worked with more than, say, 4 people at a time?
Yeah, absolutely. It does take a lot more time because there's a lot more information for me to process, a lot more documents for me to review. So this isn't something that a lot of mortgage specialists actually want to do. For me, it's more of a purpose. I'm purpose driven. So it's more about providing a service. When it comes to the lenders, when there's more people on an application, most lenders will not allow for more than 4 people on an application. I have worked with more. There are ways of getting around that, and we discuss that. Sometimes it's somebody is not on the mortgage, and so it can become a little more complex. And something to note with the process is that it takes longer. It takes longer than 2 people, right?
So it might take more than that. Mascha, I'm sorry, some other listeners might need you for a little bit, but back on. So, I wondered, do you think that if you're in a
I can hardly hear you, Martha.
sorry?
Your sound is cutting out.
Okay. Well, do you find the same thing, Leslie?
Yeah, I'm not sure who it's between. I don't know if it's between.
Okay, I'm gonna cut.
Does somebody have some background noise going on?
I'll just ask you, Mascha, do you find in a co-buying situation, do you find that people need more life insurance in that situation than in a regular purchase? And you need to
No, if anything, it's the opposite. I like to treat it when you're in a co-buying situation as almost a business partnership where you're buying enough insurance to cover off your share of the mortgage, buying enough disability insurance to pay off, to provide you with replacement income to pay your share of the mortgage if you became disabled, and having enough critical illness insurance to replace part of your income in case you were off work for, you know, a short time because of a critical illness. So I like to keep the 2 separate. So buy enough insurance together to pay off your share of the mortgage, and that becomes integrated into the ownership agreement. And then buy your own personal insurance for your family needs, whether that's income replacement, more life insurance, that sort of thing.
Perfect. Thanks so much for that, Mascha. Also, just I guess the last question for both of you. Can you give me a story or a sort of personal tale of co-buyers that you've had experience with?
Yeah, I have my favorite, you know, 2 young single mothers. One was at home with her child, so didn't have any income, didn't have a current job, and couldn't get a mortgage. But she had a house to sell, so she had a lot of upfront money. The other one, another single mother, they were good friends, had no upfront money, but had a good job that could support a mortgage. And so they actually went and bought a duplex, and they have an open door policy where they have their own units, their own kitchens, their own space, but the doors are open, the dog goes up and down, the kids go up and down, and it's a very supportive community experience for them. So they did it both for access to access the market and ownership, but they also did it for support and community and intentional living with that. So they share daycare, they share a car, they share a lot of things, and it really helps them support their lifestyle.
That sounds so great. And would all lenders, do you think, be open to doing a co-buying situation like that?
That one's pretty easy. When you have, you know, 2 people who are friends buying a duplex where there's separate units, they do really entertain that. It's where there's more applicants, and when they don't believe necessarily in the idea of cohabitation. So separate units is a lot easier for them to entertain than community living and cohabitation in an untraditional sense.
Great. And what about you, Mascha? Do you have any personal stories of co-buying you'd like to share with us?
So yeah, the most recent one that we did was for two young couples, millennials, um, that just they were good friends prior to buying. Two of them worked together. They all became friends over the years, and they decided this is a great way to get into the market, share expenses. Like I said, they have the ownership agreement. Like they've done everything right. Like I take my hat off to them because they did it all right. And yeah, they're well on their way to, creating future wealth for themselves and sharing in this cohabitating experience where they each have their own unit. But like Leslie said, they have access to each other's units. The dog goes up and down. Like it's a wonderful experience from everything I'm hearing. So
That's great. I'm so glad to hear of these experiences. And I think that it really is helpful, especially in Toronto's crazy real estate market uh, where funds needed to purchase are usually over the top high. And
yeah.
to know that that people who wouldn't be able to purchase now can possibly do this with their friends or family members, whatever. So thank you both for helping us understand this new technique co-buying, and let me know if co-buying is anything that I can help you with, and I will refer you to Mascha and Leslie. Thanks again, all.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Bye.